Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off it to 1v1 on Langres. In the north, it is Theodosios, the man, not the emperor, fighting here for the American Army, the United States, the 45th Infantry Division. I company here, tasked with dealing with the German flank attack here by Markov and the 90th Panzergrenadier Division, 2nd Panzergrenadier Company, double pioneers, MD42. We got Mechanized versus Special. We got double scouts and weasels. Weasels, baby.
Weasel here.
You know, the ones that can mount guns, unlike actual weasels. Unless someone somewhere in Florida has been up to something he really shouldn't be doing. But anyways, we're off here to the races. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these videos possible. And a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking them. Helps immensely out with the YouTube algorithms. Helps put out the video further to as many people as possible. And also helps keep the cat from biting off my fingers. And I do like having fingers, believe it or not. Second, we forward to Markov. Interesting choice here with the Mechanized. I mean, you do get some outside of that, but typically most MD42 builds I find are increasingly just the turf for the ambush camouflage. Outside of that, MD42 usually tend to take a bit of a nosedive in the current metagame. So it is a bit bold here for Markov to commit to like heavy machine guns. Meanwhile, we got here Theodosios also going for machine guns, but his machine guns have a 20% damage reduction bonus when set up, which is still kind of silly. We'll have to see what happens. Other machine guns coming out here. We got some perhaps grenadiers for Markov. Will be another machine gun. We'll have to see. But so far, forces of Theodosius, freedom and democracy are still advancing against the men of the 90th Panzer Grenadier Division. Pioneers getting shot at by the Weasel. A bit of light skirmishing here. Weasel with its 30 caliber mounted, letting those Germans know who's boss. And we got a 30 caliber talking about the Grenadiers from Markov. East side, Pioneers talking up with the scouts. We've got more scouts planning fire support. Machine gun basic around that missions point here. Ludwig goes down here. And we got... sound like an... oh, there's the MD42 actually coming in there. Grenadiers almost done here. Bit of weaving about on both sides. Trying to set up the machine gun here. 30 cal number 2 almost done with Theodosius. Considering he's going for spare cops, his plan is very, very likely going to be he's going to go for the, SSF commandos. Tends to be a sort of version of the 30 cal builds you get out of the Americans, where sometimes, of course, they go for heavy weapons with 50 cals, but you do get some who then just, go special operations, then use SSF commandos as the mainline infantry supported by the 30 cals. Obviously a bit more expensive in some regards, but if you can sort of like, make it work, it can be really powerful. There's definitely a sub-strategy that is popular with some USF players. You should be kept in mind, but it's definitely not actually a main line strategy, but it's definitely one of those side strats that is definitely popular among some high ranked players like Theodosius. Pioneer's been met with the 30 cal taking every damage. Another good engagement for Markov overall. He's going for the Panzer Grenadier Company, so fairly likely tier 1 rushing it. 30 cal setting up inside the building, not ideally for him. Lacking any grenades as well. Not good there. Jürgen already down. Puddle of his own blood. Weasel almost got on tape, but the machine has to withdraw here. Back at base, Panzer Grenadier Company almost done here for Markov. Might see some Panzer Grenadier Stummel is a very good pick against all of this for sure. There you go. Got the 30 cal out there. Nice work there by Markov in the end. And the access to mines is part of the Minesweeper Engineers. Thumbs up to Theodosius going for early Minesweepers. Not all players do that as the USF, but a smart move to do against your opponent you typically should respect, to assume they will lay down mines. So, thumbs up to Theodosius there. Mechanized, we got the self-repairability as a half-track is on the way here from Markov. The 251. Mittler Schützen Panzerwagen could likely upgrade to the Stummel. We'll have to see.
Defend our victory point.
Quiet here in the east, grain points. Pioneers are getting shredded by the Weasel. MD42 moving in, and there you go, 2.5 to 1. It is in fact been upgraded to the Stummel. Very much anticipated what will the way here Theodosius is playing. I mean, cool, like, if you had some Panzergrenadiers, some other assault troops, you put stuff in the half-track that would brush down for some of the 30 cals. That might be more my approach, obviously, but the Sturm is just a nice, flexible choice. Plus, with Veterans in 1, you get the blinding shot, which can help you versus light vehicles. So, there's definitely a reason, like, if you see, like, some Wehrmacht players go for the Panzergrenadier Company, they're going for the Sturm, just like, they can both, like, deal with infantry, support weapons, but also they got some, room to, like, deal with the light vehicles out of the opponent. He's in trouble, 30 cal there, ripping through it, not in great here, half-track moving in, got the Sturm upgrade there ready, 75mm cannon, semi-used to see the Sturm D of the early Panzer IV. That looks to be smoke there. 2 thumbs up to Markov for using that.
Half-track deploying.
Generally, this half-track's role was basically intended to serve that sort of show, so the Langres and Infanteriegeschütz LEG-18, like, the Panzergrenadier unit, sort of a more self-propelled version of it, is direct artillery fire like this base. Fun fact though, Panzergrenadiers with for Markov, 2 thumbs up. They definitely have kind of fallen a bit out of favor in the current metagame.
Ready to provide cover.
Oh dear, Weasel there caught in a bad spot. Didn't have the escape plan there quite thought out. Veterans on the Stummel. And there, got interesting half-track out here for Theodosios hunting down the half-track. Panisha was getting wiped out. Yeah, these were upgraded versions of the early M1 or M3, well, the anti-tank half-track, which was the M1 anti-tank gun. This one features the same gun that he used on the Sherman tank, by the way. So these would be still replaced once the M10 tanks arrived, and apparently, from what I can tell, initially I thought these were also gone to the Eastern Front, but apparently these went to the Pacific, where they got used by the Marines, whereas the M1 version similarly just got sent to the Soviets. So, bit of a clarification there. But, that's sort of the fun I find with history. There's always something to learn. And there's typically some interesting details behind learning. So. I don't mind being wrong like that. It's always fun there. MD-42s, they're going versus the 30 cal. And even with its 20% damage reduction, it's not enough to stop 2 MD-42s. So we do get the anti-tank half-track lane loose, Sturm rushing in. Panda fast off. We could see here, Theodosios lose anti-tank half-track. We got advanced statistics. No blinding shot there. Didn't have the munitions. Hope to get lucky with a shot there.
One of our munitions points is being
Still,
neutralized.
Theodosios got strong map control against Markov, who's definitely a bit falling behind there. Need to get his hands on some fuel points as well here, which Theodosios, probably has been doing an excellent job controlling against his opponents. So 2 thumbs out of Theodosios.
Pushed us off a sector.
Excellent control there of the resources. They're quiet. But there's wondering what were the major differences between a Panzergrenadier division and the Panzer division. It was basically Panzergrenadier divisions were largely motorized infantry divisions. A lot of trucks. A bit of armor, which typically was a battalion of Stoogs. Maybe some other self-propelled elements, but a lot of the stuff was just basically motorized infantry. Basically the same number of, regimental battalions as an infantry division, just all in trucks or cars or even bicycles if they couldn't get it. For example, the 17th SS, Panzergrenadier Division Normandy, had several battalions mounted on bicycles. That said, by 1945, there were some changes made so that there was no real actual difference between Panzergrenadier and Panzer Division. They had like roughly the same number of battalions and, infantry regiments, so... Oh, extra fun fact there. Down there's the Panzergrenadiers, they're holding up the line here, as well as the cannon machine being blasted. Map control that continues to be gloriously democratic here in the favor of Theodosios. As Markov and the 90th are trying to push back here. 90th, probably one of the more eclectically equipped divisions, as it actually had Panzers in its Panzer battalion, of course, couldn't get Stoogs. And its tank destroyer battalion, which was also one of the things it did have over the infantry divisions, where it actually had self-propelled stuff, but actually had some Aventers, instead of, I believe, Marders.
SSF commandos are available.
So, fun facts. There you go, SSF commandos for Theodosios, and half-track brother for him. Got the Pack 40 out there for Mr. Markov. Could, of course, here go for the Stug decalling with Starstorm to push back against his opponent. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Certainly tends to be one of the primary reasons you see people go for Mechanized, is just the Stug decalling with the Starstorm. So, some food for thought there, but we are seeing Markov starting to get more map control in there. Stug that between the 2. I'm taking out the anti-tank half, that definitely helps a lot. Barney's in deep trouble. Good chance of getting wiped here if Markov isn't careful. And smoke here. on the Grenadiers. Thumbs up. Cheeky. But I do like the way he's using his smoke here to cover up some of his units there in sticky situations. Another anti-tank half to go Theodosios. Agabasi, another wave up there from Markov.
A squad of SSF is awaiting deployment, Commander.
Could pull another SSF commander squad. Looks like he is with waste flooding manpower. We'll have to see what he's doing. He's going to go for it.
Squad of SSF commandos has taken
There we go.
the field.
Second SSF commander squad. They're out for Theodosios. And 2 squads of elite American-Canadian commandos. As it was an American-Canadian combined task force there. Count drops from joining him.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
That's the kitty cat around for some attention. Could consider some mines around here, by the way, while Markov's looking at Chelsea. Some pretty good mineable spots here. Here. Like some good general bottlenecks also for some here, and here could also be very good spots to mine. Can't get too much supportive as the commandos and the anti-tank half-tech here. Markov's definitely got a better grip now here in Markov from Theodosios. I mean, hopefully he's got a better grip on himself in a non-lewd manner. But, you know, it's more against Theodosios here.
Cut off from supply. Reconnect with it.
And if he's gripping himself in that way, he needs to stop that during a match. Not the right time.
The sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
Make a decision.
Commanders, they're catching him before to bad spot. We've got a white cross grenade off there. Willie Pete, as they called it. Bagger base, nothing else happening here from Markov yet. But he does have 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers out there, hardened men with the Sturmgewehr 44. Thirty counts leaning in here. Sturmgewehr moving out. Thirty counts setting up, commander signing out. T-Ray to ambush any Germans with the Johnsons. Johnson light machine gun designed by Melvin Johnson.
Taking the point. Receiving enemy fire. Right here, sir.
There goes the Pioneers. Grenadiers in trouble here. The scouts got the point. Got the Sturm there roaming about, commanding forwards, rightly bunched up here. Taking both the Sturm and the Flamethrower Pioneers extra effective against them. There you go. SSF commanders getting rid of party in a torrent of heavy and ruthless German firepower there. Looks like he might be saving up here for the Panzer Company. We're not seeing really anything else happening at a markup. It could also be the Sturm decalling. It's a possibility. Never say never, after all.
A victory point has fallen into enemy control.
Victory points wise, the gap here is being closed in here by Markov versus Theodosios. Theodosios still has a tiny... Ooh, Scout's about to get wiped out. He did get the smoke grenade popped to cover the withdrawal, but even then, one shot. No, didn't happen. Very fortunate there for Theodosios. Very fortunate. Engineers in the west back here. Pioneers at the ready. Of course, worth noting, with the amount of units he has, a medic bunker could be a pretty good investment here for Markov, to be honest. Of course, if he's setting up for anything else, may not be priority right now. But could go for the Stu decalling right now. Could take up his role there, but so far, Markov remains focused on not making a decision there. Also, that casualty difference, good lord. I mean, he's doing damage, but it's just not really resulting in a lot of casualties for Theodosios. Both players going for the final structure there at the end of the tech tree. At the same time, Panzer Company and Tank Depot. Langres machine gun here. Oh, didn't do too much damage there. Due to that 20% damage reduction bonus. In fact, it might be even higher due to the veterans who got there.
Supplies are cut off. We have holes in our front line. Krauts have taken the lead.
Markov does need to start inflicting some heavy casualties on the opponent. I mean, it does mean that Theodosios has an incredibly efficient manpower economy. Which is definitely not what you want your opponent to have. Because it's one of the things the Americans are naturally quite good at, especially with a medical station and advanced logistics. So, even with the few casualties he is suffering, he's not paying a high price to replace them. We got stars on for Markov, 2 thumbs up. Certainly won't be pushing for any Ds anytime soon. But they're getting caught in a bit of a gauntlet here. Getting blasted from coming fast roll here.
We have territory isolated.
Central American command from the west side as well. We've got a bit of movement here as well.
You have command points ready to spend.
Oh dear. The unit that got more, in fact, the Grenadiers got completely obliterated. Might have been a demo charge out of Theodosios there, honestly.
We've lost a territory sector.
See that happening. Panzer, they're reinforcing healing. Starts coming in, catching the American commanders with their empty foot in the D for the face. Come on, Ludwig! Remember, aim properly. Short bursts. The Germans and Americans can't afford to waste ammunition. Sturm and that actually withdrawing. Got the commando team here, a squad caught by the MD-42 team starts coming in. Sturm withdrawing, they're heavily damaged. Markov really needs to get more control of the fuel points, in particular, like he needs panzers here versus Theodosios. The panzers, well, even the Sturm panzer here. We're not seeing too much out of Markov and the rest of his battle group, though. As Theodosios is at least slowly advancing there. There you go, commando squad push back here under heavy fire from
Enemy movement near a victory point.
stout and determined German troops. Time to quarter for the 30 cal.
Victory point.
Do get the Gebalde loading. Oh, fell too short, but Theodosios probably wasn't aware of the range. He just didn't take the chance. He just retreated. So I guess it's not a complete waste. It is a bit amusing the whole how the entire thing went. Throws a grenade, but the Americans, it won't hit them. They don't know that. Just throw it. Oh my god, the Germans are throwing a grenade. Run, guys. We're
Enemy
doomed.
activity near our munitions point.
Hitting some advanced American troops here. Sturm that takes a nice advancing half deck. Theodosios floating like an insane amount of manpower. I mean, you could call in more SS commandos easily, honestly. But again, it's such a gap. It's not difficult for Theodosios to float that much, honestly.
They have taken our victory point.
Kind of crazy. And it's kind of highlights one of the issues again with Panzer because they just don't do enough in terms of inflicting casualties, unfortunately.
Territory point is no longer under our control.
40 got the storming up, bombarding. Panzer starts from up the center west side, kept ground points here. Commandos rushing through here. Markov, though, needs a Panzer out his zone. Sturm Panzer 4, regular Panzer 4, be something at least needs to happen here. White Phosphor Grenades got 100 farm strength for Theodosios, 2 thumbs up. Commanders letting loose Betty, 2 on the commandos. Good shot from the Sturm, though, of course, far from enough to inflict any significant casualties. More shooting there.
God damn it. The captain's been killed.
Captain cut down by the Starstorm, an actual wipe here. Quick replacing their Theodosios.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
It does represent Markov actually inflicting something more significantly onto Theodosios.
The victory point is under enemy control now.
Might see the commander go down if he isn't careful. Pack 40 also withdrawing here.
Smoke screen.
Machine guns parties will move here. Handshake after going a bit too fast here. Could see it knocked out. We do get some smoke out of the battle there. 2 thumbs to Theodosios, but close one there nonetheless.
Territory lost.
Enforcing Panther's almost done. Stummel in heavy need repairs, of course, can self-repair, but having the Pioneers assist with that would expedite the entire proceedings.
Enemy movement near a
Sherman
victory
moving in,
point.
Panther ready. Scouts there definitely discovering where the Germans are, and more crucially, where all the bullets are going. We could see a scout team go down. If he could score another one again, that would help Markov there, but even just a scout team. And he does get it. Starting to get in some wipes here. He's up, machine versus machine gun, but that's an Ace 30 cal, that's the Veterans 1 MD42. Bit of a gap there, as you might have noticed. Panther arriving, supported by Sturman
They
and
cut us off.
back. The Panther goes for the Sherman. Really good push here. Markov access most of the map.
Commander, the enemy holds all victory points.
Smoke screen down. He may want to pop a grenade here. MD-42 catching up the American advance, ripping through lines of the Yankees as they dive straight into the MD-42.
Territory sector claimed by the
Starstorm
enemy.
getting ready, could go for another Starstorm squad. Here we got Vespers being lined up.
We must pull this back. We're
I
down
mean,
to
not
300 points.
bad, but I feel like just more Starstorm right now do more good. Just more elite infantry to pressure the American. I mean, there's a reason, again, part of the German Wehrmacht meta game, which is if you're not going for terror, you know, chasing out ambush camouflage machine guns, to other mechanized for Stu D corners with Starstorm, where you're going breakthrough for the mechanized assault group corners and get the Starstorm going, because they're kind of like one of the few units that sort of has some punch for their cost. Because there are other Fasci makers, but people are a little less excited for them, except for me, I think. And of course, the Fasci makers are significantly more squishy. They have a much higher chance of getting stuffed over you, not careful.
Machine gun has been requisitioned.
Got another Pack 40 for Markov. I don't think the Pack 40 is the right choice. Again, I think should be prioritizing just bleeding Theodosios more. That means more Starstorm
Enemy won't let up.
instead of another Pack 40. So I definitely think the Pack 40 number 2 here is a bit of a mistake there with Markov, personally.
Sector gone.
That's assault here. Also, when both machine gun teams there, a bit brutal, but they want to withdraw that. Could coordinate that better, by the way, with the Panther 4. But still, Markov's got great map control. We got even more commanders. Third squad and advanced survival training, I mean. Which, of course, is going to make those commanders even tougher. And, of course, even harder to kill, meaning it's going to be even tougher to beat Theodosios. Again, more Starsmith, I think, would have a better idea there out of Markov, to be honest, than the second Pack 40. I feel like here, Markov is misreading the situation in Ard of Theodosios.
Smoke screens ready to deploy.
Like, if Theodosios is like going heavy on the armor or light vehicles, double packs, definitely, but there's an opponent who's just got like a lot of support weapons and a lot of commandos. I do think a second Pack 40 represents a bit of a mistake strategically and tactically. Not unless you significantly overestimate the average size of the average American in 1940. Because trust me, they were not nearly as big as they are now. Anyways, before to start some Grenadiers, Panther Grenadiers, or just Pioneers, Panther Grenadiers, obviously been long gone. Big command push for the center, going for that Panther footage to withdraw. Pioneers, what? Stinging blow there to Markov again. This is where more Starstorm or something else would be helpful here versus Theodosios commandos. So Theodosios hitting back really hard against Markov, going in ruthlessly. All right, here Starstorm to get out. And this is where more Starstorm really would have helped rather than another Pack 40. He's even got a Vespa. I mean, the Vespa definitely can work, but again, I would recommend more Starstorm by far. I mean, again, I'll admit, in most cases, my solution is to just apply more Starstorm. Suggest that.
A victory point is under
No
attack.
matter the scenario.
Attacked.
Starstorm getting moving in there.
The victory point has fallen into enemy control.
Nope. Markov does next point. He does have the Vespa, but the commanders are a bit of a threat there. Can't take lightly. Pushing west side here, east side, we're going to stay advanced here. Panther going to support him, and MD-42 wants to assault here. East flank here of I Company. Find themselves under pressure. Bomb grenades here. As Gunther Grunwald moving in there, clearing out the building. Commanders staggering out there.
Of enemy movement, you're our victory point.
Could do this artillery support against a machine gun of some kind. Need to get that Panther 4 going as well there, and more Panther 4s in general be good as well there. Just, you know, Starstorm. Pushing on the centre. Pushing an inch onto the Panther 4. We got 201 minus 164. And for shooting machine, there we go. We got Lloyd inbound here from Theodosios. Coursing heavily amongst Markov's lines. Machine getting hammered here.
Defend our victory point.
It gets in from shout. Of course, may want to switch up the flanks here rather than up the middle. And we got Mechanized Assault there.
We dropped the enemy to 250 points.
250 points left here for Markov and the 90th Panzer Gun Edition. We got a Hellcat here inbound for Theodosios. Freedom and democracy. Lucius.
That's an affirmative. Orders are incoming, men.
Stu deselected, meaning just the Panther really, and I think I can safely say the current environment would not really suit the Panther much unless they actually buff the Panther's anti-infantry abilities. But so far, they've remained ardently opposed to,
Smoke screens ready to
like
deploy.
giving machine guns 20% damage reduction.
Smoke screen, on your mark.
Still moving westwards here, big push on the left side here, machine push back, we got the Sherman, we got the anti half deck, Darsum, Panther splitting off here, third on the center, reposition the worst time possible. Meet the packs on the west side, but the packs are...
Victory point now under
Where are the
enemy
packs?
control.
Well, they're all the way back there. There you go, bomb grenade machine gun.
Victory point is
Again,
ours.
battery free with all the damage reduction bonus, and they survived all of them without a single
We have the
casualty.
lead. One of our strategic
Keep
points
together,
is
that's
under
only in the
attack.
Panther 4, that DP against Theodosios. Hellcat moving in, the packs are silent lining up at least here. Good see the Hellcat go down. Got it, Hellcat kaputt. Amerikanischer Panzerzerstörer
Isolated.
kaputt. Using some scrap points was getting repaired. Vesper.
Something.
I think he might have forgotten a bit, honestly. Panzer was diving in, need to get around that Sherman. Markov could go for another Panther 4 now. I think that'd be an excellent addition. I suppose he could stay a bit longer up and go for a Panther, but again, I really think the Panther 4 makes more sense here versus all the stuff Theodosios has. Meanwhile, Markov running the base here.
Engineers on the field.
Vesper hard at work. Machine in there caught in a bad spot, routed. So much stuff going on. It seems like Markov's a bit frozen up here. Like, he's spending resources, but he's not doing much with it against Theodosios. Got the delayed shot there. Delayed fuse bomb. So suddenly, Theodosios has now regained good map against Markov.
Skies are clear. Ready for orders.
Markov continues to collect resources. I'm not entirely sure what Markov is thinking here. He's just, feeling really, really stressed, and it's like struggling to, come up with any clear-cut plan here to what Theodosios is doing, as he's just rolling in, lots of commanders against him time and time again. Plus, locking down certain parts of the map with his many, many machine guns.
We've got the advantage.
They want to get the Vespa on there.
Commander.
Hellcat more on the way here.
You're a victory point.
Markov just floating resources here. I mean, even can't go for, say, a Panther 4 because there's not enough population. You could, upgrade here, go for Stug to at least support the Panther 4. Just go for more stars than anything. I just don't think you can floating that much resource, but at least you go for something. You can, even get armored sides go for his Panther 4 to make it a bit more, durable in the face of enemy fire. So, okay, we got Mechanized Assault activated, but a bit uncoordinated here, if anything, out of Markov. Finally got another Panther 4 on the way there. Thumbs up. Again, could have had that out much sooner, I feel like.
Hellcat has been completed.
Diving in the Panther 4 is definitely a mistake here by Markov. East side here, Panther holds back with a 30 cal there. Panther 4's about to get knocked out. That's going to be a big blow there to Markov. Definitely something he should avoid doing. Great shot there in the half track, though. Gilman's about to get hit with the Hellcat. Trying to withdraw, yeah, blinding shot should be just his immediate response here. And 4 joining in the front there. Stumbling back here. The Hellcats up in the vicinity like to try and knock it up. We've got more loaders called in artillery. Stumbling on the other side here. Theodosios sensing here weakness in the positioning of Markov is quickly pushing in there. Pretty good, I think, sense of the action here, or some Germans reported Fingerspitzgefühl. 2 thumbs up. Yeah, he's really just sensed here that Markov has screwed up his positioning. And what he's doing there. Still lost the Hellcat, but he's doing a lot of damage here. The lines are buckling, they are crumbling under the pressure of Markov here. Of Theodosios, I mean. I suppose you could say Markov's mistakes are causing his lines all to crumble here. Commanders getting unsuppressed and unpinned wing 40. Shells about to get knocked over the half joining in. Almost got one of the Panther Force, the Betson one at that here. Got it. Heavy losses on both sides, but definitely Theodosios coming in on that one. Almost got the Panther 4, and he gets it. Both Panthers down. You do get the Vesper firing massive high explosive shells there into the lines there, but not scoring any wipes on Theodosios in return. The absolute brutality, and while he certainly is at this stage behind in facility, armor and vehicle wise, he is nonetheless ahead here, so it's not all bad, but certainly not all great either.
Enemy down to 75 points.
74 points left.
You're our victory point.
Need to get that machine gun dealt with. 65 here, clock is
Capture a
ticking.
victory point.
Buttoning that bin, not shabby. 178 to 59. Look alive!
Under attack.
Sure, we're pixelated. We're not real. I don't care. Look alive. This guy paid for a graphics card.
Under enemy control.
Give him a graphics card.
Reports of enemy
Terms of
movement. You're our
values.
victory point.
More stars from there for Markov. Again, feel like you've gone for this soon instead of the second pack. Stummel down.
Captured a victory point.
Another painful blow here for Markov in a situation that is still eroding here. Ace commanders being held up with the Starstorm. Second Starstorm squad ready. And we got another 105 Sherman on the way to the Theodosios, freedom and democracy. Blue fire there from the half drag, just getting immense amounts of bounty out of that one. I mean, only 5 kills, but I'm sure that's like, look at damage, it's done incredible amounts of it. 162 is 52. 162 here. Things hanging a bit in the balancing for Markov, and it does fast on Glenn-Körpers. Now we've got White Fosters meanwhile on the command, the Starstorm there. Situation of the German army remains rather ragged. While the Vesper is definitely doing some work, it's not really, I think, doing enough work to, I think, really pay itself off there for Markov either.
We have smoke screens ready to deploy.
161 to 46. Situation here for Markov is really not looking good at this point, I think. Hunter being hammered here. Commandos pinned down at 161 to 32. Hunter pushing through the center here.
Enemy forces tracking on 25 points.
22 points left. Honestly, this is starting to look like game over here for Markov. I just don't really see him winning this at this stage. Like, the way he's playing the match, tactically and strategically, just it's not giving him like much room to like really throw off Markov. Another demo charge there, by the way.
Victor last 10 points.
10 points left. Yeah, there we go. Game over. A loss there for Markov. Victor Theodosios. Brutal fight there. There's definitely some good moments, but in the end, Markov, I think, just at some of those crucial moments, kind of like just, I think, aligned his strategy, I think, in a manner that just wasn't particularly constructive. Like, again, that second pack 40 or the Vesper, for example, I think just were, I think, mismatches what Theodosios was doing. Similarly, tactically, I think it was just at times for folks just saying head on. He should have, I think, catch Theodosios more off guard for some good flanks Also, again, build up more of an armored mass. You know, gotten a bit more aggressive there. So, still, an interesting match nonetheless, I think, with some good points to sort of learn from. So, hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. This is Imperial News. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.